Still on the concept of growth. This is a series we've begun and we will go deeply into it. Now, just like I mentioned on the first series, the first edition of the concept of growth. Now, growth is something that happens on the inside. There can't be a growth without an inner impact, which means it is from the within. Now, when you come to the system, but when you come to the technology world, now there is a monitor. There are different components that makes a computer, the monitor, the keyboard. Now you see, the monitor will only process. It will only give you what you've given to it, what you're giving through the keyboard. That is through the input system. Now the monitor, which is the output system, would respond with a result of what it has been given. So that is how we are. That is how we are. That is how the human mind is. That is how we are. We are a product of the things we take in. We are a product of the informations we have. We are a product of the observations we've had over the years. You become who you observe. You automatically become the things you take in, the things you allow in. That is why you have to be careful with the things you give your attention to, with the things you listen to, with the things you look at. You have to be careful. The Bible said, for the entrance of the word of God gives us light. It gives light. That means whatever it is you allow into yourself has an impact on you, either positively or negatively. They all have an impact on you, either positively or negatively. So that means if you must have a better result, if you must live better, if you must do better, then that means you have to filter, you have to be careful, you have to select. You have to be very selective of the things you allow yourself, of the things you allow yourself to listen to, of the things you allow around yourself, of the things you give attention to, the things you observe. Everything you take in has a positive and negative impact on you. It has a positive and negative impact on you. The people you have around yourself, your circle. This is growth. Your circle contributes to your growth. The people you have around yourself contributes to your growth. Iron sharpeneth iron. The people you have around yourself contribute to your growth. The people you relate with on a daily basis contributes to your growth. The kind of music you listen to contributes to your growth. The kind of places you go to contribute to your growth. Now, you might be surprised. You think it has nothing to do with it. Yes, it has something to do with it. The restaurants you eat, the place you shop, the places you go to, the people you interact with, your contact, all these have an influence around you. They all contribute to your growth. So if you must grow, then you have to be intentional about yourself. You have to be very intentional about the things that comes around you. You have to be very, very intentional about the things you give attention to, because these things makes up who you become. A man is not absent from the things he is around him. That's why you are always told, show me your friend, then I'll tell you who you are. Yeah, it is exactly the same thing where we say, let me see the books you read, let me see the music you listen to, let me see the places you go, let me see the places you spend time on, the things you spend time on, the people you spend time with. All this, when all this can be gathered together, it is easy to tell this is what you will become, because exactly you can never become different. You can never be different from the things you surround yourself with. Exactly, these are the concepts of growth. Growth is intentional. If you must grow, you have to be very intentional about it. You have to be very intentional with the things you allow, with the things you give attention to, with the things you listen to, the people you listen to, the people you go close to. Mentorship is a part of growth. Impartation is a part of growth. Who is mentoring you? Who are you listening to? What do you give attention to? What do you spend time on? What books do you spend time on? What conversation do you have in the next, if you are to be assessed in the next 1 hour, what could be seen around you? If your phone could be checked, what could be seen in it? If your playlist should be searched, what kind of music should be found in it? These things makes up who you will become. It is very, very intentional. It is not magic. You don't just do it by prayer. Yes, prayer is important. Through prayer, you will defy yourself. But There can't be an impact on prayer. Prayer cannot make an impact on you without a deposit on your inside. Prayer is only an activator of what you have on the inside already. If you are empty, you are empty. There is no two ways about it. There is no two ways about it. This is how growth happens. Growth must be intentional. If you must grow, you must be intentional with growth. If you must grow, you must be very intentional with growth. Both in your business, in your line of career, in the things you do, in your ministry, in your calling, wherever it is in your profession, whatever it is you do. If you must grow, then you must pay attention. You must pay the price. It is a price you must pay. If you must grow, you must pay the price for growth.